The following reflects my personal interpretations and opinions on the Ten Commandments. It's meant to encourage thought and discussion, not to serve as definitive religious guidance. Now let's begin. The following reflects my personal interpretations and opinions on the Ten Commandments. It's meant to encourage thought and discussion, not to serve as definitive religious guidance. Now let's begin. For generations, the Ten Commandments have stood as monuments to our... The following reflects my personal interpretations and opinions on the Ten Commandments. It's meant to encourage thought and discussion, not... The following reflects my personal interpretations and opinions on the Ten Commandments. It's meant to encourage thought and discussion, not to serve as definitive religious guidance. Now let's begin. For generations, the Ten Commandments have stood as monuments to our moral conscience. We've seen them carved in stone, displayed in courthouses, and hung on the walls of our homes. Constant, silent reminder of a divine code. They are, for so many of us, the original guideposts for how to live a good life, a life of meaning and purpose. They represent a foundation, a set of rules that have shaped civilization and whispered to the hearts of billions. But what do these ancient words truly mean for us today, right now in this moment? So often we see them as just a list of thou shalt nots, a series of restrictions. But I believe there's a deeper, more profound message living inside each one. The truth is, their meaning isn't fixed in stone. It breathes and evolves with our own understanding and our own journey. What if we looked beyond the literal translations and saw them not as rigid laws, but as invitations? Invitations to live with more intention, more integrity, and more love. Today I want to invite you on a journey with me. Let's explore these commandments together, not as rules to be blindly followed, but as wisdom to be unpacked. We're going to reflect on how these powerful ancient words can still influence our choices, shape our values, and ultimately help us connect more deeply with ourselves and with one another. Let's open our hearts and our minds to see what truths they hold for us in our modern world. What is the one thing you can do today to live a more conscious life? Let's find out. The first commandment says, "You shall have no other gods before me." Now, on the surface, this sounds like it's about exclusive worship, a directive to follow one specific faith, and for many, that is its core truth. But I want you to think about it in a different way, a way that speaks to the very center of your being. What if this commandment is really about focus? It's a call to identify your highest values, your truest North Star, and to center your entire life around that. It's about asking yourself, what do I truly worship? Is it kindness? Is it integrity? Is it love? Or have I let other things become my gods? We live in a world that is constantly pulling for our attention, constantly telling us what we should want, who we should be. Money, fame, possessions, the approval of others, these can so easily become the other gods we serve without even realizing it. This commandment is a powerful reminder to be intentional about where we place our energy and our devotion. It's about consciously choosing what sits on the throne of your heart. It's about decluttering your spiritual and emotional life so that you are guided not by distraction, but by your most profound, authentic purpose. What is the one thing that guides you above all else? That is your God. You shall not make for yourself a carved image. This one can feel a little distant from our lives today, can it? Most of us aren't bowing down to golden statues. But the essence of this commandment is so incredibly relevant. It's about the danger of letting symbols become more important than the substance they are meant to represent. It's a warning against falling in love with the container instead of the contents, the image instead of the truth. We see this everywhere. We chase the symbol of success, the fancy car, the big house, instead of the feeling of fulfillment that comes from meaningful work. We create an online persona, a perfectly curated carved image of our lives, that doesn't reflect the beautiful, messy reality of who we are. This commandment is urging us to look deeper, to value what is real and true over what is shallow and superficial. It asks us not to let hollow representations, whether they're religious icons, status symbols, or social media profiles, replace our connection to the deeper truths of life. It's a call to authenticity, a reminder that what truly matters isn't the shiny exterior, but the unshakable foundational truth that lies within you and within others. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. We often think this just means not using God's name as a curse word. And while that's part of it, the real message here is so much bigger. It's about the power and sanctity of our words and our commitments. To take something in vain means to treat it lightly, to empty it of its meaning and its power. This commandment is about honoring what is sacred. And what is sacred? It's not just a deity's name, it's the trust someone places in you. It's the promises you make to your children, to your partner, to yourself. When you say I love you, do you mean it with the full weight of your heart? When you give your word, is it your bond? This is about living with integrity. It's recognizing that our words create our reality. Using a sacred name carelessly is a symptom of a larger issue, a carelessness with truth, a disrespect for what holds our lives together. This is a call to speak with intention, to honor your commitments, and to protect the trust that others have placed in you, as if it were the most sacred thing in the world. Because, in many ways, it is. Your word is your wand. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. In our non-stop 24/7 hustle and grind culture, this might be the most radical and necessary commandment of all. We wear our busyness like a badge of honor, don't we? We believe that if we're not constantly producing, constantly moving, we're falling behind. The Sabbath is a divine permission slip to stop. It's a sacred mandate to rest, to recharge, and to reconnect. It's not about being lazy, it's about restoration. It's about creating intentional space in your life to step off the treadmill. This commandment reminds us that we are human beings, not human doings. Keeping the Sabbath holy means dedicating time to what truly nourishes your soul. For you, that might be a day of quiet reflection and prayer. It might be a long walk in nature unplugged from all your devices. It might be a day filled with laughter and connection with the people you love most. It is whatever refills your cup. It's a revolutionary act of self-care. A declaration that your well-being, your peace, and your connection to yourself and your loved ones are not just important, they are holy. Honor your father and mother. This is a commandment that touches every single one of us because we all come from somewhere. It's a call to look back with gratitude and respect at the ones who gave us life. But I believe the spirit of this commandment extends far beyond our biological parents. It is about honoring the entire village that raised you. It's about recognizing and showing gratitude for every person who has nurtured you, guided you, taught you, and believed in you when you couldn't believe in yourself. Think about that teacher who saw a spark in you, the mentor who opened a door, the friend who was your rock, the grandparent whose stories shaped your view of the world. Honoring them means more than just a phone call on their birthday. It means living your life in a way that makes their investment in you worthwhile. It means carrying their lessons forward, caring for them as they have cared for you, and paying that nurturing spirit forward to the next generation. It's about acknowledging the beautiful, intricate web of relationships that made you who you are, and treating that legacy with reverence and love. You shall not murder. This seems like the most straightforward commandment, doesn't it? It's a clear line: do not take another human life. And that is its most crucial and non-negotiable meaning. But if we stop there, we miss the deeper, more expansive truth of it. This isn't just about the physical act of killing. It's a profound call to avoid harm in all of its forms. You can murder someone's spirit with cruel words. You can murder their reputation with gossip. You can murder their dreams with cynicism and doubt. This commandment challenges us to become agents of life and uplift in the world. It's not enough to simply refrain from physical violence. The true spirit of this law is to actively protect and nurture the life force in everyone we meet. It's about choosing words that heal instead of hurt. It's about actions that build up instead of tear down. It asks us to look at every person and see the sacred spark within them, and to do everything in our power not just to avoid extinguishing that spark, but to help it burn more brightly. It's a call to be a preserver and a promoter of life in its fullest sense. You shall not commit adultery. On the surface, this is about marital fidelity, about being faithful to your chosen partner, and that commitment is a cornerstone of a trusting relationship, absolutely. But what if we looked at the heart of this commandment, which is really about loyalty, trust, and honoring our commitments in every single area of our lives? Adultery is a betrayal of a sacred vow, it's a breaking of trust, and we can be unfaithful in so many ways that have nothing to do with romance. Are you being faithful to your own values? Are you loyal to your friends? Are you honoring the commitments you've made to your career, your community, or your own well-being? Every time you say you'll do something and you don't, you are committing a small act of infidelity against your own integrity. This commandment is a call to be a person whose yes means yes and whose no means no. It's about creating a life where your actions are in perfect alignment with your promises. It's about being trustworthy, not just to others, but most importantly, to the person you see in the mirror every morning. You shall not steal. This goes so far beyond just not taking someone's wallet or robbing a bank. Stealing is about taking anything that does not rightfully belong to you. You can steal someone's time by being chronically late and, disrespectful of their schedule. You can steal someone's intellectual property. You can even steal someone's peace of mind with manipulation and dishonesty. And you can steal an opportunity from someone else through unfair advantage. At its core, it's fundamentally about a lack of respect for boundaries. Living by the spirit of this commandment means moving through the world with a deep sense of integrity and fairness. It means respecting what belongs to others, their property, their ideas, their emotions, their space. It's about giving credit where credit is due. It's about working for what you have and ensuring that your gains don't come at an unfair loss to someone else. This really challenges us to build a world where everyone has a fair shot, where we honor the work and worth of others, and where our own lives are built on a foundation of honesty, not on what we can take. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. This is a commandment about the sacred nature of truth. It's about more than just not lying in a courtroom. To bear false witness is to intentionally misrepresent reality in a way that harms another person. It's the root of gossip, slander, and prejudice. It's spreading rumors that can ruin a reputation. It's twisting facts to fit a narrative that benefits you at the expense of someone else's good name. It is, honestly, the foundation of distrust and conflict in our communities. Embracing this commandment means committing yourself to being a person of honesty and fairness. It means having the courage to speak the truth, even when it's difficult. It means refusing to participate in gossip that tears people down. It means checking your own biases and making sure you are seeing people for who they truly are, not for the story you've been told about them. It's about building a world where trust can flourish, because we know that our neighbors, our colleagues, and our friends will represent us truthfully and stand up for us with integrity. It's about creating a community where everyone feels safe because the truth is valued above all. You shall not covet. This final commandment is perhaps the most personal and internal of all. To covet is to look at your neighbor's life, their house, their car, their relationship, their success, and to feel a bitter longing for it, a resentment that they have it and you do not. It is, honestly, the thief of joy. Social media has turned coveting into a global pastime, hasn't it? We scroll through endless images of other people's highlight reels and it can leave us feeling empty, inadequate, and deeply dissatisfied with our own beautiful lives. This commandment is a powerful, loving invitation to practice gratitude and contentment. It's not saying you shouldn't have ambitions or desires. It's saying that your desires should come from your own soul, not from a place of comparison. It is a call to turn your gaze away from what others have and to look with fresh eyes at the blessings that are right in front of you. It's about appreciating your own journey, your own struggles, and your own unique gifts. When you can genuinely celebrate the success of others without feeling diminished, you are free. You are living in a state of abundance, gratitude, and peace. When you look at them this way, as a whole, you can see that these 10 commandments were never just a list of rules. They were a roadmap. They were meant to guide humanity toward a higher way of being, a life built on a foundation of unity, respect, and ultimately, love. They are a call to connect with what is sacred, to honor our relationships, to live with integrity, and to find peace within ourselves. They speak to the very best parts of our nature and challenge us to live up to our fullest potential, both as individuals and as a global community. Now let's be honest with ourselves. None of us will follow them perfectly every single day. We are all human, and we will all fall short. I fall short, you will fall short, but the goal isn't perfection. The goal is the striving. Every time we choose kindness over cruelty, truth over falsehood, connection over division, we are living in the spirit of these commandments. We are bringing ourselves and the world around us one step closer to a place of true compassion, a place of grace, and a place of dignity for all. So the real work begins now. The challenge is not to manipulate their meaning to fit our own agendas, but to honor their timeless truth in our daily lives. The challenge is to hear the call for connection that resonates through all 10, to stop seeing them as stone tablets from a distant past and start seeing them as a living, breathing guide to a better future. The challenge is to strive for the unity they were meant to inspire. Thank you for joining me on this journey today. Go out and live in the light.